Hello, I'm Dr. Debbie, and this is Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. We offer gentle, evidence-informed, soul-rooted practices for adults, children, and families, supporting whole person healing, health, and wellness with a special focus on nervous system regulation, emotional wellness, identity and self-connection, healing in everyday life, and balance that actually works in the real world. Our work is guided by the power of three: energy medicine, Ayurveda-inspired living, and herbal wisdom. We strive to help heal the whole person, a truly comprehensive, integrated approach. This work continue in a sustainable and accessible way. We have created Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio on Patreon. Patreon allows this work to exist without overwhelm, without high financial barriers, and without asking people to do more than they are able. There is a space for you here at whatever level feels right. Healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. I hope everyone is well tonight. In Pennsylvania, I'm here. It's cold, but the storm is over and we're all safe and well and all is good. I am so grateful for you to be joining me tonight. This is week 2 in our first month under our foundation, Become. Remember, we're doing the B in Become, which stands for body. And that's driving everything for this first month. Now, tonight is exciting because I've taken the topic for today and we've merged it with our book, The Science of the Sacred, Bridging Global Indigenous Medicine Systems and Modern Scientific Principles. That way we can learn principles and information from the book as well as support our learning. And tonight is Chapter 8, The Natural Psychologist. It's embedded throughout our talk. It really goes hand in hand. So let's get into this tonight. So as I said, remember, we are remaining on our foundation of the month. The theme that drives us is Become, our acronym Become. B is for body. And when the body is asking for support, not answers, that's the topic tonight. And the science, sacred wisdom, and the body's natural intelligence. So when the body is asking for support, not answers. This is our healing circle, a space where we don't rush insight, don't push solutions, and don't demand clarity from a body that's already working hard. On YouTube, this is the free learning circle. So take advantage and let me know in the comments if any of our work at Evolve Global 22 has helped you. I'd love to hear. So tonight we're exploring something very simple. I like to keep everything simple, but it's deeply informative. What happens when the body needs support before it needs understanding? Now, remember last week, as we began Become, B for body, we talked about a foundational truth. The body is not a problem to solve. It's a place to live. We explored how many of us learn to leave our bodies through stress, illness, trauma, expectation, or survival. And we named something honest. For many people, understanding more hasn't brought relief. In fact, it's often made things harder. This week, we're shifting from understanding the body to supporting the body. Tonight is the doorway into that shift. So our core frame tonight, I like to frame everything, is the science of the sacred. And we are focused on Chapter 7, which is called The Natural Psychologist. We're framing tonight's learning within the science of the sacred and within Chapter 7 called The Natural Psychologist. The chapter reminds us that the mind is not something separate from the body. It emerges from the nervous system, the environment, and lived experience. Modern neuroscience now confirms that indigenous medicine systems have always known the nervous system is constantly interpreting the world for safety, long before it ever looks for meaning. In other words, the body is the first psychologist. And when the body doesn't feel supported, insight alone cannot help. So let's get right into our learning points. Learning point number 1, overwhelm is a signal. And the reason why I chose to focus on overwhelm is because this is something that I see every day, multiple times a day, no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing. People are overwhelmed, and it's a signal. One of the most important reframes tonight is overwhelm is not failure. It is a signal that support is missing. Most of us were taught to ask, what's wrong with me? But both neuroscience and indigenous wisdom invite a different question. What is my body doing to cope right now? When we look honestly at overwhelm, it often shows up as irritability, anxiety, and emotional swings, brain fog, indecision, or looping thoughts, fatigue, tension, or sleep disruption, pulling away, overreacting, or numbing. These are not character flaws, they are communication. Like a smoke alarm, the body isn't broken, it's alerting us to something that needs attention. Think about this for a moment. What changes inside you when overwhelm is treated as information instead of failure? Learning point number 2. Perception depends on state. This is a big one. In chapter 7, the author explains something very crucial. Perception itself changes depending on nervous system state. Indigenous medicine has always taught that perception is relational, shaped by the body, environment, rhythm, and connection. When the nervous system is overwhelmed, perception narrows, threat feels closer, and options feel very limited. This is why people will often say, I know better, but I can't access it. Nothing is wrong with them. Their system is protecting. Support doesn't change thoughts directly. It changes the state from which thoughts arise. Think about this. Have you noticed how differently you see things when you feel supported versus when you feel overwhelmed? I know that if I'm overwhelmed, everything looks gray and dismal and dark. But if I feel supported, the same environment and situation, I can always see the ray of hope, the potential. What does it look like for you? Learning point number 3. Insight without support can harm. I'm going to say this one again. Insight without support can harm. This is where many people get stuck. They think if I could just understand myself better, I'd be better. But the science of the sacred is clear. Meaning comes after safety, not before it. When insight is demanded from an unsupported system, shame increases, self-blame intensifies, and healing feels exhausting. Insight without support is like asking someone to run on an injured leg. The body doesn't resist insight, it resists pressure. Think about this. Have there been times when understanding more didn't bring relief, only fatigue? Learning point number 4. The body settles when it feels met. Both neuroscience and indigenous wisdom agree upon this. The body calms when it feels not rushed, not judged, and not required to explain itself. Support without demand signals safety. This is why children don't calm through explanation. They calm through presence. And the same is true for adults, my friends. When the body feels met, regulation begins naturally. Think about this. What does it feel like in your body when someone stays with you without trying to fix you? Learning point number 5. Small support builds trust. Here's where compassion meets practicality. Many people say, I know what I need, but I can't do that. So healing doesn't work. It doesn't ask for more effort. It asks for less demand. Support that is small and possible builds trust. Support that is perfect but unreachable brings overwhelm. In Indigenous systems, healing was never about dramatic breakthroughs. It was about consistent relationship. Support is a handrail, not a leap. Think about this. What shifts when support becomes doable instead of ideal? Now, of course, as you know, the power of 3 drives everything that we do. And the power of 3 is energy medicine, Ayurveda-inspired living, and herbal wisdom. So let's talk about how this teaching aligns with the power of 3. Okay, let's talk about the body. The nervous system reads signals and rhythm. Energy, relationship. It is attunement, presence, and safety. It softens the system. So this is why when you're present with someone who is struggling, that is simply enough for them to feel calm if you're just present. Let's talk about nature and the environment. External steadiness helps regulate internal states. When these 3 work together, healing becomes sustainable. Why this matters? Or let's go back for a minute. So we talked about energy and relationship and how presence, how the nervous system reads presence as safety and softens the system. When we talk about Ayurveda-inspired living, what happens there is Ayurveda promotes and establishes rhythm. And the rhythm allows the body to feel safe. In herbal wisdom, herbs that are supportive, those are the ones that allow the body to feel that there is support for calm, for presence, and it brings that when you use calming herbs, it calms the system and allows the system to rest and heal, even if it's in the moment. Why does this matter? When people believe they must understand themselves before supporting themselves, this is a great misconception. Healing feels heavy when we believe this. Shame grows and the body stays on alert. When support comes first, not understanding, when support comes first, safety returns, insight follows naturally, and wholeness becomes possible. This, my friends, removes blame, restores dignity, and this honors both science and sacred wisdom. As always, I have 5 reflection questions for you tonight. They will be in the description. If you haven't started journaling, please do so. At least 5 minutes a week, one day to start. Number one, what signals has my body been sending that I've been trying to explain instead of hear? Number two, when I feel overwhelmed, do I reach for answers or support first? Number three, how does my perception change when I feel safe? Number four, where have I mistaken survival signals for personal failure? And number five, what could it mean to stay with myself instead of solving myself? Now, my friends, as always, you know I will be here tomorrow night. Let's bridge into tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to continue with small body supports that change everything. We explore why consistency matters more than intensity, how tiny supports build safety, and how to stop overwhelming yourself with too many tools. Tomorrow is about making support livable. Livable. Been a long day. So now, my friends, if you're thinking that all of this resonates with you, but I need help making it personal, that is what we do inside Evolve Global 22's Patreon founding members Healing Circle. It's only $7.99 a month for the first 50 founding members. It's building slowly. I invite you to consider joining. Patreon is where we slow this work down, map your and our unique body signals, and we turn insight into live support. I am there for you. As a matter of fact, and there's a lot of resources. I just completed the masterclass for week one, where we took all of week one and we took a deep dive and we expanded a little bit and we reviewed. So there's a masterclass in there just for week one. We do a daily anchor. Every day I send out a daily anchor. The Walk Into Your Power healing journal is there. The founding members get that for free through Patreon. There's no pressure there. You just have a deeper accompaniment if you want it. Another exciting piece of news that I have created my Stand store. I invite you to visit my Stand store where all of my digital downloadable products live. I've placed a few supportive resources there already. There are three. There is the Walk Into Your Power journal. Now, if you're a Patreon member in the Founders Healing Circle, you get that for free. And there is a Color Me Calm mat that for children and caregivers can use with children. And there's also a guide for reading behavior or understanding children's behavior and how to support them. They're not meant to fix everything or to rush healing. They're there to walk beside you. So, as again, the link is in the description. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening to your body instead of judging it. Nothing you felt tonight was wrong. Nothing needed fixing. This week, we're learning how to support the body we already live in with gentleness, patience, and care. Always remember, my friends, healing lives here, but wholeness lives within you. I will see you tomorrow. Peace, love, and light. I love you all. Good night.